Hey, this is Farrah with the Datable Rebels. We are doing another episode of Drunkin Dating Advice. And we have Camron and Miriam, and we're waiting for others to join. Ta-da! Not sure. They might show up, they might not. I don't fucking know.
Quality over quantity.
Also, that's very like my experience in the dating world is show up or don't. Like that's been a frequent chorus of the last few weeks and months.
Really?
Yeah, lots of like canceling last second kind of things has been like almost yeah, definitely the norm actually.
Not okay.
So
Not okay.
yeah. No.
Miriam, Rachel, Oxenhandler, Newman. I have the theme is dating with kids or people with kids.
Theme is whatever we want to talk about.
Okay, all right.
So you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so I have 2 grown children. So I have dated while my kids were little. I have dated with my kids grown. I have dated people with grown kids and people with young kids. And gotta say, like, my kids are great, but everybody else's makes everything worse. Except I have had a couple of occasions where the kids were better than the parents. And I grieved my loss of my relationship with the kids more than I grieved the breakup. So I think it can go both ways.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I have when I was well, my kids were still, maybe one was, they were both like at least in high school. So I didn't really have to like constantly attend to them. So I was dating somebody with younger kids, like one was in maybe a freshman in high school and the other one was in junior high. And even after we broke up, he asked me to go to parent teacher conference with him.
You made an impact.
Yeah, I think he had a hard time just like meeting the kids where they were at. Like he had some idea of like what they should be doing, and couldn't connect with the kids where they were at. So for a couple of years I went to the parent teacher conference. So it was very meaningful actually to build that relationship with the kids.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Camron?
What would you like to know?
Well, you were just talking about how people are canceling last minute.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so basically, I mean, I just graduated from college. I'm a non-traditional student. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was very hard fought. I was working a zillion hours a week. But I think when you're a little younger, like it was, all your friends hung out after bar close anyway, or like during and after bar close anyway. Yeah. Now that I'm on the other side of the pandemic and the uprising, and I'm working full time at a bar instead of doing like regular hours plus school. My personal life is kind of relegated to a smaller window. So I've been using like the dating apps and things like that. And it's been about a month and a half, 2 months now. Yeah, I think about 2 months. I was with somebody that I was fixed up by a friend, and we had a lovely thing going, but she was a flight attendant and we could really never hang out. Our schedules never our free time never overlapped. Yeah. So I've been using those applications now, which I've never really tried before.
Which ones are you using?
Hinge and Tinder. And I'm finding that like a lot of people are cancel last second, like 2 hours.
That is not okay. Like they should be done. Like that's it. That's it.
Yeah. You should get your account revoked or like a little flat. I'm kidding.
Like done with you, at least. You're done with them.
I mean, like I I don't know. It's kind of annoying because I only have like one night off a week, especially when my restaurant that I work at, I was working like 6 nights a week, so I'd have one night off, and I wouldn't have the whole day off the next day or anything like that. I'd kind of just be, I'd get all gussied up and clean my apartment and everything, and then I just kind of like, oh, I guess I'm gonna watch, The Mummy and drink a bottle of wine at home. I didn't, particularly want to go like be social under those circumstances, or then I'd be too social. I'd get too elastic and snap back the wrong way, and I'd go out to the bars and hang out with friends, but I'd go too hard.
Yeah.
So just kind of like it felt like it was. It felt very like precarious. Now, right now, I feel like I'm talking to a friend of mine actually from a long time ago. We bumped into each other for like a work meeting and ended up having like a nice romantic time. And they show up. They're like somebody who like I regularly see like before this, and they're like an accountable person. So that's pretty cool. And
I mean, that should be the minimum, right?
What's that?
That should be the minimum, that you can count on somebody to show up.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely, absolutely.
What Farrah?
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah.
To show
So
up and
this
be
is somebody
accountable.
you knew. This is somebody you knew off the apps.
Yes. This is it's actually it's a friend of mine that I had a crush on, but an unstated crush on, and vice versa. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah. Well, I gave up on the
Yay.
dating apps because I felt they were so soul sucking. Like
Mhm.
I've had a couple of meaningful relationships that started meeting people on the apps. But I think as time goes by, so like as I get older and as the apps get older and people become more familiar with them, it really enhances the mentality of like, oh, there's somebody better around the corner, like that's kind of what the apps really encourage, like I think a consumerist mentality.
Yeah.
And I also, so like I'm Jewish, and the last 2 dates I went on from the apps, like both men started saying this anti-Semitic bullshit. And it wasn't even like, I hate Jews. Like I can like deal better with that. It was like, one person said, he was talking about meditating. He loves to meditate. And I said, oh, I like to like slow down. I like to be mindful and slow down my thoughts. And I've taken some meditation classes, but like, I don't really like formal meditation. Like it doesn't really work for me. And he was like, oh, do you think that's because you're Jewish? And I was just like, goodbye, like you're done.
Ugh.
Like, and then another one was like, started out kind of promising. And then he was like, oh, you're Jewish. Are you a princess? And I was like, like that's really not okay to stereotype people. And then he said, oh, it's just, I work with some Jewish women and they call themselves princesses. Like, it's just like, shut up. Like, no.
Key phrase, they call themselves that. You're not part of that conversation.
Right. And they probably don't even, like, he probably just made that up.
Oh, yeah. Just like, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And it's just like, triple no, like, it's just so like not okay. So then I just lost my appetite for it entirely. Like if I meet somebody, like great, I'll be thrilled, but it's not going to be on the apps.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I've also fallen victim to the consumerist mindset too. Like it's not only that, but the immediate endorphin rush that kind of like it pokes the part of your brain that's like
yeah,
A, potential, B, um, um, the rush, the adrenaline rush. It's just kind of like more,
yeah.
you can get, you video game eyes, that sort
Yeah.
of relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So back to the kids. Can we go back to the kids for a second? Okay,
Yeah.
so I think the best relationship I've had since I've been dating was somebody I met online in LA. And he was like a really nice person. And he had his daughter was 14 at the time. And he was divorced, but he was like so beholden to his ex-wife. So like, wait, I'm gonna make up names. Hold on, I'm gonna make up names for them. I have to think of names.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, like code names.
Okay, so
Yeah, because you can't say names.
Yeah. So my ex-girlfriend Shmebra.
but you're not gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Hi. Those apps, man, like I don't miss them at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a kid named a 14-year-old named Callie. And Callie was like a lovely, she was just great. She was like fun, smart. Like whenever I would visit, we would have just a great time together. And Hadley's mom, Rob's ex-wife, so Rob is the ex-boyfriend. Sally is the ex-boyfriend's ex-wife. Sally didn't like that I got along with Callie. She would like it like threatens her. So it's like, what do you want? You want like Callie to hate me? Like, is that better? And every time I would go visit Rob, we would spend time with Callie. We'd like go to the arcade, we'd go out to eat. Like she loved to play boggle, and we would just have like a really good time. And I think the better time we had, the more Sally hated it, because she was threatened that I would like maybe threatened that I would like quote unquote replace her. But like I live in Minnesota, like they lived in LA, like you know what I mean? It was just so, it was like really outlandish. And like in my opinion, like the more people that love my kids and like are warm to my kids, the better. Like I'm not threatened by it, you know? So, Rob wouldn't stick up for me. He would just be like, oh, Sally's really upset. And she thinks that, you know, you're ruining Callie's Christmas by having, you know, Miriam there. And it was just like awful. So like ultimately, like his connection to his ex-wife is what ruined the relationship. And he would be like, oh, you think I want to be with her? I don't want to be with her. I'm like, I don't think you want to be with her. Like, I know you don't. It's just, you're letting her control a lot. And like you're putting her feelings before mine. And like, I get that you want to consider her feelings and I admire that about you, but they can't come before mine. Like if you're my romantic partner. So we broke up, which is sad, but I just couldn't. So like, that's kind of another way it can play out.
Yeah, that can be really tricky, like having an ex-wife or husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And like, I don't want like my boyfriend and his ex to be like on terrible terms. Like that's not good for anybody.
You just want your feelings to matter.
I want my feelings
before.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this was just like, well, Sally is Callie's mom and her feelings are important. I'm like, okay, but you were like, this is like a codependent like glam of like toxic like gummy bears. Like I don't even know what to say. It's like it's just so wrong.
That was a good visual.
I know, me too.
So
gummy bears all stuck together. And
yeah, like they're stuck getting there. Yeah, so that was really hard. So like even when it's good in terms of my relationship with the kid, it could be bad in terms of like an ex feeling threatened.
Yep, that's tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I know all about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had a question. Yeah, what were your last date experiences
Mine?
for either of you, both of you?
Yeah, you go ahead, Miriam. Do you prefer Miriam, Rachel?
Miriam Rachel.
Yeah, Miriam,
If only
Rachel. You go ahead.
Sarah would call me that, my life would be great.
Oh no, she froze right at that moment.
I will now. Look at how I froze.
Okay, there you go. There you are. Yeah.
Okay. My last date was with like this guy that with the meditation, like you probably can't meditate because you're Jewish.
Huh.
And I was like, no. That's a long time ago. It was years ago.
Yeah.
That's a weird.
Sarah, that conversation will be in the recording. I think you'll hear about that. This is a real jerk ass. Can I swear on this? Can we swear?
That's not one of the words that you're not allowed to say.
Oh, okay, fair. Right. Gotta refer to the George Carlin stand-up. I can't recall. Yeah. My last one was pretty recent. There was a lot of recent ones that were, like I said, canceled last second. But then there was one that wasn't, and we had a lovely time. I don't think there was anything. There's nothing terrible about it. I think there was just a lack of spark. There's a lack of like connection. I felt like there was like a bit of a force field betwixt us. I think also we're operating at very different speeds, which is something I talk about a lot in relationships, like where I'm not that interested in like everybody liking the same art. In fact, I think sometimes liking the same art is boring. I like when people bring new information to the table. Like this person and I knew all the same albums. We had the same cultural touch points. We would we went on a hungover walk and talked, like quoted King of the Hill verbatim, and it was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah. Damn it, Bobby.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, thank you. It's like my only good impression. I can do Hank Hill. But there was just, it was almost like we were two of the same, and it was like dating yourself, and I find myself quite annoying most of the time. So I find it was yeah. So oh, sorry, and back to the speeds thing. Like oh, we got a friend coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically I felt like we were looking for different things at different times. And it caused like frustration and friction. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, guys.
Jess.
Sorry to
Where's your
interrupt.
face?
What?
Hi.
Hi, Faye. Oh my gosh, hello, beautiful people.
Hi.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. Oh my God. Cameron, you're in the middle of saying something like deep and profound, and I'm just.
Oh no, I actually got right to the end of it, right as I was saying.
Okay, well, good.
So Jess, do you want to intro yourself real fast? Just like say who you
Yes.
are. and-
I was gonna say I feel kind of nervous about going on a dating show, considering I've been out of the scene for 15 years. I don't know shit about dating. I'm still in the analog era.
Same here.
I'm good. I'm glad. I was gonna say,
Analog
yeah,
era.
I'm totally. I mean, I'm not sure. Either that means I'm the authority on dating because I've been dating for 15 years, or maybe I'm the dating dummy because don't have any idea what people are doing these days. Even just getting on this Zoom call was quite a commitment of hey, what do I do? So anyway, yeah, I'm Jess Coulson. I've been married for 13 years. I was only dating my husband for 2 months before we moved in together. And we crossed the country together after a year. So we made a lot of stupid choices that seem to have worked out for us.
It worked out, yeah.
I am a 42-year-old art teacher and artist and witchy woman, and I have a daughter named Piper. She's awesome. She'll probably be poking her head in this meeting at some point. And I've been friends with Farrah Grace Fisher for about 13 years. And I'm very excited to be on your show.
Nice.
Who are you?
I'm Miriam Rachel Oxenhandler Newman. I was married for a total of 16 years.
Oh my gosh.
But I ain't no more. I haven't been
You
married.
ain't no
for a long
more.
time.
Mhm.
I ain't no more.
I ain't no more. You free woman.
Free.
Mm.
I have 2 kids. And I haven't dated in see who was president when I last did.
Grover Cleveland.
Obama. Obama.
It feels that way.
Yeah, Obama won.
Yes, the Bush number 2.
Obama-
Yeah, I don't-
Obama
I
in his
don't know
first
who was
term.
president when I started. Or
Um,
who was president?
and yeah, I would love to. I don't do dating apps because I find them soul sucking.
Yes, indeed.
But I would go on a date if I met like a compatible person.
Yeah.
Oh, can I tell about my own? Oh, wait.
Don't tell about whatever you were gonna say.
I was going to talk about my almost date that I had.
Talk about
Do
your
it,
almost
do
date.
it, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
All right.
So
So
here, let me get my coffee, man.
All right,
This
I have to
is
make
good.
this name first
I'm ready.
for this person.
Get your coffee.
Okay.
I'm
All right. So
I'm
this
drinking
is
coffee
this
with-
a man in New York. His name is Seth.
Oh.
And I met
that's
him.
my brother's name.
What?
That's my brother's name.
Mhm, it
Oh,
is.
really? Oh, cool.
Sorry.
So I met him. I was 10. He was 12. We met in summer camp.
Huh?
And I
Oh.
always had kind of a crush on him, but I think like he just saw me as like a little kid because at that age, like
Yeah, it's a big difference. 2
a
years.
year even is like huge.
Pre
So
and post puberty.
all right, so I am friends with Seth's sister, Sarah, and Sarah was my counselor in camp. More recently, I've taken Yiddish classes online with Sarah.
Cool.
Cool.
And Seth was married, and his wife passed away. I think like at this point, it's like 4 years ago from cancer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Vulture, Miriam Rachel wanted to know more about Seth. Because I'd always been kind of interested.
Yeah.
So so I contacted Sarah and it's just like, so tell me about your brother. So basically it sounds like he was in a relationship where he was abused by his wife, like mentally,
Mhm.
and was kind of like just had no like spine anymore.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to know because like it's related by another person, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you know what? I'll duly noted, and I'll see for myself,
Mhm. Yeah, that's
All
what I
right.
should. Mhm.
So there's this a beach in New York. I love collecting sea glass and weird things from the ocean and beach.
Yes.
So there's this really cool beach in New York that I really wanted to go to. And I asked Seth if he wanted to go with me because I was going to fly into New York and, so he's like, oh yeah, definitely. So I was going to stay at a friend's house. And then she kind of was reluctant because her apartment like is super small, as many are. So she said like, oh yeah, okay, but it's super small. So if you could find someplace else to stay, great.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
So then I asked Seth, I was like, okay, this is gonna sound like really weird and feel free to say no, but can I stay at your house? So he's like, yeah, definitely. Okay, so the time is this was like in July. The trip was set for September. So I bought my ticket. I bought like
Wow.
a suit to be able to go into the water with to get shit,
Bad bathing suit.
It's like it's hard to describe. It's like it's like a wetsuit kind of.
Okay, cool.
And so he and I are emailing back and forth, very excited, blah, blah, blah. All right, then like night before he like he gives me his phone number, like, I'll meet you at the airport, my phone number, great. Okay. So then that morning, I think I was scheduled to land at like 3 or something. So he and I are like in the morning, like emailing, blah, blah, blah. And then I sent him an email and he didn't respond immediately, which usually I don't worry because like who knows, they could be like, who knows? Like,
but when you're flying in to have them pick you up at the airport, that's maybe a little weirder.
Right. But still,
yeah, you're like, okay. Yeah.
You never know. Like they don't have to respond like that, just like reasonably.
Yeah.
But so I'm giving him like anything could happen. Right. So then all of a sudden I get an email from him like, I hope you won't mind getting a COVID test on the way to my house. And I was like, no, I'm like one of these people. I'm vaccinated, I'm boosted, I'm masked.
So you're like, sure.
No,
because
why the hell did he wait so long?
Yeah.
I was like, Seth, we made these plans in July. You're asking me now, why? Do you not want me to come? Because it was just so like weird.
It's like putting up a stop at the last minute.
Right, exactly.
Like, why didn't he say that before? Like, oh, why don't you just go and do this? It'll be fine later.
Yeah. Or like, like if he doesn't want me to come if I have COVID, I understand, but like, tell me in time to get tested,
Yeah.
So, all right, this brings in kids too. Okay, this brings in kids too.
So I get the result back.
So like, he's like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, you had since July, like, why are you telling me this now? And he's like, oh, it will reduce anxiety in the household. And this is like, I'm very sensitive to language. I'm a writer. So this is like freaking weasel words. Like what the fuck is the
household?
What's the household? And so it turns out like it's his son, and his son is apparently like a COVID, like I would say paranoid. Like I'm nervous about
it's
COVID
happened a
too.
lot to kids.
I'm nervous too, but
it's causing like legit mental illness in some kids, like crazy hand washing and like fear.
Or like exacerbating existing mental illness.
Yeah,
and this
absolutely.
kid is like he graduated from Yale and is like doing a master's in public health.
Awesome.
So it's like, hello, do you know like your facts at least, and then he's like, you're going to be passing through an airport and you're going to be on a flight and you can like pick up anything. I'm like, that's right. And if it happens and I test that day, it's not going to pick it up.
Yeah.
So are you stupid or you think I'm stupid? Like which one? So he's like, no, it's just, blah, blah, blah. Wait, make up a name for the kid. Jonah. Jonah and his girlfriend are being like extraordinarily careful. And I'm like, okay, but like, why are you springing me on this at the last minute? So he was just like so not upfront and so weaselly that I was like, okay, never mind, I'll stay somewhere else. So he was like, no. And then like he like, then the phone rings a little bit later. I see it's him. I don't even pick up. Then finally I pick up and then he's like, it's okay. Jonah is staying at his girlfriend's house, so you don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, so if Jonah could stay at his girlfriend's house, why didn't you set that up originally? Like, why are you making me go through all this? So he's like, oh, I didn't know the plan. So then it's like, I could tell this is somebody who's afraid of his kid. Because otherwise he would just be like,
this is what's happening.
Yeah, I'm having a guest. And if the kid wants me to take a COVID test, fair enough. He's staying in the house. But like, don't spring it on me at the last minute. So anyhow, so I just decided not to go. And but I didn't tell him. I just said, I'm making alternate plans. I'm not staying with you. So then he must have met me at the airport because like at about 3:00, he texts me like, are you okay? Because he's probably waiting for me to get off the plane. So I just texted him. I'm like, I'm great. Why wouldn't I be great? And then he's like, and then he's like trying to like blame it on me. Like, does this remind you of anything else that happened in the past? Because you're having such a strong reaction. And I was like, yeah, it reminds me of other times people were assholes in the past, you know, because he's trying to like make it like I'm having some like overreaction or something. And that was just that. And it's just kind of sad, really.
Wow. Is that how it ended? Oh, dating in COVID times in the modern era, man.
But all he had to do was ask me.
So
let's
I
say,
have a question.
yeah.
Did you think that he did that because he didn't want you to come because he had fear of you being there?
No, actually, I asked, he and I had a
his
talk
face
after this. Because he texted me and he said, do you want to be friends?
Whatever, or what?
He texted me and he said, do you want to be friends? I said, you ain't acting like much of a friend, so I don't know. So I said, do you want to talk on the phone? So he said, okay. So then he said that he didn't ask me, and I said, why don't you just ask me in advance, like a grown up? And then he's like, oh, because I didn't want to like put distance between us. So I'm like, okay, so like this isn't putting distance between us, like. So then he's like, yeah, I regret that I should have asked you like right away. And I'm like, yeah, you should have. And that was the end.
Man. Harrowing stories of
harrowing. I know. Jeez. Criminy.
Criminy. Indeed.
Well, you've been with Ryan for 15 years. Like, do you have any advice for people?
Uh-oh. Hey, Ryan, I'm getting asked for advice.
Where's Ryan? Let me see him.
Can you even see
him?
Ryan, come here, Ryan. Let's give some advice. Come here.
Hello.
Come here.
Tell us how to do it. Tell us how to do it.
Marry a handyman. What's my advice? Oh my gosh. Okay. Say something smart.
You always say something smart
about dating. Here's my smart. Here's my smart. Front load. When you are dating, tell everything up front. Don't wait till you're at the airport and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I have herpes and also an ex-wife, and can you take a COVID test? Front load. That is my dating strategy. I think that I mean, it's funny because I was 27 at the time. I felt like I'd had a breakup. I'd had a live-in relationship in San Francisco that didn't work right before Ryan. I'd been doing some dating, which means going home with unsuitable men in bars. And for like a year, and I was in therapy for this because I realized I was making some unsafe and unwise choices in these things. And I met this really nice guy at work, and honestly, he was such a nice guy. He was such a good, wholesome guy. I was like, I thought he was cute, but I was also kind of like maybe he's too wholesome. But he was a good dancer, and he had this certain way, and so we went out ostensibly as friends. Okay, I'm giving context. Oh, eavesdropper. Anyway, and he's like, I don't know, at some point dating comes up, and he's like, oh, I don't date coworkers, and I'm all, I do. Anyway, but I told him everything. I basically just, even on that first kind of like quasi date, I started already just like telling him about all the like shitty shit I've done and who I am. And I think it actually, like, it was sort of a test. It was like, well, you're either going to freak out and run away now, or you're going to see me for who I am. And at that point I felt like I had nothing left to lose because I was a spinster at all of 27, ancient woman that I was. We don't know these things when we're so young. Anyway, but I think it helped because like he knew exactly what he was getting himself into. So he had to make his own choices based on that point. And it started off on honest footing. So I think that is my best advice, is that wherever you're coming from in your situation that brings you to the dating world, be honest right away about what you need or what you're looking for in a relationship, what your baggage is, your major malfunction. Yes, honestly, if you have any STDs, that'd probably be a good thing to mention. And definitely tell people if you need them to take a COVID test before they go on a date with you.
I think that's a really wise.
Thank you very much. That's all. I think that's the only thing I have to, it comes to mind that I can think of to say.
But I think that's so smart, instead of like holding back like these like zingers.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
they're not zingers at the beginning.
No,
Like,
they're not.
you're
Also, if they're
outright
going to
with them, they're
reject
not
you for them,
zingers.
let them reject you. Those are who you
Right.
are. That's where you're coming from.
Exactly.
For some people, they might be like, me fucking too. I also have herpes and collect ceramic cats. And I also have a mean ex. They're calling me right now on the other line. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I love you. Let's get married, whatever. You know, you never know what things that you think are a problem that they might not think are a problem. And if they're going to think of the problem, let them get the hell out of there now. Let them get the hell out of there right away.
Exactly.
Welcome back, Cameron.
Thanks.
You missed our sage wisdom.
Oh no, I could hear you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these do not hold in any sound.
Hear me.
These don't hold in any sound. Yeah, I can hear like everything out of them.
Well,
sorry.
We hope that people know themselves well enough to unload, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, especially I think you're dating at a certain age. I mean, I think that when we're younger, maybe we want people to like us and we're so afraid of being rejected that we want to like only put our best foot forward, or like on digital dating. I mean, I don't really know, but like I imagine on a dating profile, you only want to put the pictures of yourself where your double chin doesn't show, you know, like, but we have to put a few things that are like here I am, you know. I think otherwise they're not going to see who you really are. And how can you expect to have an authentic relationship if you're not presenting your authentic self?
I always say that. In fact, I always call it a worst foot forward strategy. I like to include like some of my most common and worst attributes, like right up top.
Here's like my most common and worst attributes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a little, I don't know. And not only do I think it's like, you know, when somebody presents you this like picture perfect like facade, it comes off as like really thin. Like it comes off as like, you know, just standing like this the entire time, or like and only saying like extra cool things about yourself. Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, you know, most kinds of masks are their own kind of self-portrait. They're like, you can kind of tell without maybe knowing exactly what it is, but like what things you're papering over. I've always been a big advocate of exactly what you're saying. It was like kind of that gets air out some of that stuff right away.
It's what you say, but it's also what you don't say.
Yeah.
You know, and narrative is what you say and what you left out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, we're always picking up on stuff too, like non-verbally and, you know, like body language and everything. So people know.
And that's what you were saying, I think, Cameron, like, right? You can kind of tell when someone's trying to snow you, they're giving you the veneer.
Yeah.
But they know.
Like this is a dumb example, but there's a lot of people that say like on their profiles and things like that, like love a good Tom Selleck mustache. And Farrah knows this. I can't grow a mustache to save my life. Yeah. Like I can't grow a mustache to save my life. Like my dad can't do it. My brother can't do it. So we have these like paper thin. It's like I've got 8 hair follicles here, 9 here. And what I did for a little while is I would grow it out so that people would know ahead of time, like, hey, by the
you're
way,
like, no Tom Selleck mustache is gonna come out of this face.
If you're okay with that, then that's fine. Then that's great. And then I can get rid of it. And
you could just put on your profile, can't grow a Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
Please move on if this is your.
Yeah, move on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I will wear a merkin.
I mean, you know, I can do a face merkin of mustache.
I'll get one of those tattoos, like.
On
the finger.
Yeah.
Weird. So weird. God.
Oh, my husband, my ever clever husband says you have to have big fingers for a Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh shoot, my window's going. So Cameron, what's your deal? Are you terminally married, or are you are you dating? Are you in the dating world?
I'm in the dating world. Yeah.
You're in the dating world. Dang, wow. Do you like that I
Yeah.
said
Cameron
terminally
is
married?
such a sweet man.
Do you like my Tom Selleck mustache?
I do.
I like
It makes
that.
can
me
see
more
why people
attractive
like
on
it
the
so
dating
much.
apps.
Yeah, I can see why people like it.
Yeah, I'm front loading.
That's really great.
No, I'm worse foot forward.
right.
Excellent.
Okay,
God.
sorry for asking a question that not listening to the answer at all. But you're the only one. No, you both are in the Miriam.
I
You're in the
would
dating
no,
world
I'm
too.
theoretically in the dating world. I'm just not dating
But
anybody.
that's closer and then either because Farah, you're out of the dating world right now, right? You and I are out of
Right.
currently not on the market.
Yeah.
Right.
So tell us what's it like out there.
On the
Cameron.
market, it reminds me of like a pig auction or something.
It kind of is a big auction.
Going,
though,
That's
isn't
kinda
it?
how I feel.
going
little
twice
bit.
$300.
Yeah. Must
Yeah.
be
Give
COVID
me-
tested,
give me the
freshly COVID
hog.
tested pigs.
doing backflips, doing like obstacle courses.
Yeah.
Yes.
It must be like that.
I
Fully
mean, there are people.
vaccinated.
There is somebody with a stash, like checking your teeth and then doing a little
Yes,
like
yes.
under check, like
Hooves, those hooves look a little weak.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. No, it's lovely and it's awful. I mean,
Do you have to wear masks on the? You have like you're meeting people wearing a mask, right?
I mean, I am not generally. Here's what I do is like I wear a mask at work, and anytime I'm going somewhere not interpersonal,
Yeah.
is kind of my plan. Is like at work I am double masked up.
Yeah.
When I go to like concerts, I'm wearing a mask and things like that, and I don't go all that often right now. Like, yeah. So interpersonally, it's kind of like there are people that are not comfortable with it, and I ended up not having met up with these people. But and most of it's like, I mean, I'm a bartender, so like I meet people at watering holes and stuff like that. Where we're all being irresponsible, frankly. But
alcohol kills COVID. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what I heard. Yeah,
That's the only way that I've survived. Yeah.
exactly. No, it's interesting. I'm having a fun time, and I'm also like reminded of all the things I missed, like when I was like living with somebody pre-pandemic. So there's like a lot of things that I miss and a lot of things that I enjoy. Yeah, the intimacy is not as much there, like about like when somebody knows you're like, even when you do the worst foot forward thing, the deeper anxieties, and they know how to, I don't know, either nurture or deal with those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But then there's
Nurture
also
or
the kind of,
deal,
like,
indeed.
I
Well,
like
Yeah.
that could be the name of a
Or-
TV show, Nurture or Deal.
nurture
Yeah.
or deal. It's like,
Yeah,
is
or-
it
or
nurture
just how
or
to, like-
deal?
I want to be on that. I want to be
Yeah.
the host of that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
No,
just-
you should be the host. It'll be the companion show to Dateable Rebels.
I think it would be awesome. Yeah.
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 Oh, I also just want to say one thing about the, wait, I'm not interrupting anybody, am I?
No, please. No, that was exactly where I
I
wanted.
was just gonna say, like, as I get older, it also becomes harder because it's because like you're that old, like I don't know, it seems like I'm 100 to some people. And like I think I have better odds dating somebody who's younger than me than somebody who's older, because a lot of times like men who are my age or older feel like they like need like a woman that's younger to make them look cool. And like a younger man who's like just like okay with himself, like is just looking for the person.
Yeah.
Like not
And
like
he's also like, let's go to Cougar Town.
I know. Wait, no, there's another animal. There's like, wait, my friends and I said a cougar is one thing, but we're like
Bengal
snow
tigers?
leopards or something. Like it's
What
like
kind
two
of what?
stages beyond cougars. Like just,
Yeah, beyond.
yeah. Yeah, so that's like it used to bother me, but now it's like, all right, go out with who you want to go out with.
Yeah.
Like
Do
and
that.
also like some of these men are like they ain't nothing like great to look at, which is fine, not but they'll be like must not be, wait, what's the euphemism? Height, weight, proportional.
Mhm.
And like just these various euphemisms. And it's like, you suck, like you're not
Yeah.
attractive.
You suck.
You're like,
you
must
might
not be an asshole, must not be judgmental asshole of other people's BMI.
right. Or you know, like if you're great looking, like okay, fine, but like they want some, like they're this, like if we're doing like superficial attractive stuff, but they want somebody who's this.
Mhm.
So it's like hard.
That sounds crazy
Yeah.
to know. I mean, that kind of stuff is
All
always
right, y'all,
hard.
hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Cameron's gonna leave us
Right now?
to have.
I got
Yeah.
lunch with my folks. Yeah.
Oh, enjoy.
Don't
Oh,
go.
thank you.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks for
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, thanks. It was lovely talking to
talk
y'all.
to
I
you.
appreciate
Yeah.
like
Do this
all the
again.
advice and the stories, and yeah. Also, I like a little capper. Yeah, I have younger coworkers that call me sir now. I was not ready for that. Not ready for that.
Okay,
Oh,
call them
sir.
sire.
Sir.
Yeah,
I like
no,
it.
call them
Sire.
sir. I'm sorry.
I was initially a little kind of like about it, but I'm also kind of like I actually
Now
like
you're
that.
like, yeah, I'm
I
sir.
think
Call
I
me
prefer
sir.
this side of the
Yeah.
of the
Divide.
worker relationship. I think in life relationship. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like. I'm getting smarter every year. You know, like
That's
I
right.
realize how like frivolous and fruitless so much of like
Mhm.
younger pursuits were and things like that. So
Indeed.
I like-
Age like
I
fine
like-
wine.
yeah, we're doing science to ourselves. You know, we're like experimenting with.
Yeah. Our life.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Where
we
you
moved
are
from
the- yeah.
science to art. Now we're art. Now we're like a well-worked masterpiece.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's what it
Exactly.
Pretty sure.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Nice
Pleasure to meet you
Thanks.
also,
Always
sir.
good to see you,
Bye,
Farrah.
Cameron. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Goodbye.
Have fun.
Okay, now it's time for girl talk. Uh-oh, he's still here.
He's right.
Oh no, sorry.
He wants to hear the like.
Get out of here. We have to girl talk, Cameron.
That's right.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi. My video keeps.
Okay, is it just us
freezing.
now?
What?
My video keeps freezing.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That sucks.
This is so fun, Farrah.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And how long do you, Miriam and Faye, how long do you guys know each other and how do you know each other?
What is it? We live in the same building?
What?
3 years.
Cool.
She's my neighbor.
That's how
Yeah.
you met? In the building?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, if
Yeah,
I was
we're
your neighbor,
friends. We
Miriam,
make
I'd want to
friends.
be your friend too. You're rad.
Mhm.
Um,
And we're both Scorpios.
We're both Scorpio
Scorpios.
and we act like it.
Yes, you do. I love Scorpios. Scorpios are spicy.
Yeah.
I also met Farrah when she moved into my building. In fact, I waited on the front stoop until she showed up because I heard a cool girl around my age was moving in. I was
Oh,
like,
how
I need to be
cool.
best friends. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
wait for her till
awesome.
she gets here. And I grabbed her laundry bin and I was like, what took you so long?
Aw,
friends.
I love that.
That was 13 years ago.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
So
had
how
some
cool that you
adventure.
guys met. That's great. Farrah's a friend for life. She has friends for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
Now, if only it was so easy to date, God damn it.
I know, right? But we're women, so we're
But
great.
yeah,
So
Yeah, that's true. So we'll be okay either way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although I have had some, we could talk about this. Like I've had some friends, female friends that I've lost
Yeah.
in the past year that have been
Yeah,
like
you were saying
one was,
that. That's weird
Oh,
when
I
you break
can't
up with a
imagine who you
friend.
might be speaking of.
huh?
I can't imagine who you might be speaking of.
Are you serious?
Miriam knows exactly. 'cause
You
she
know
was
it's, I was
here
gonna
dealing
say,
with-
I know who it
you
is.
hear it in your, like, you must, it was in your hallway. Mhm.
Where it was in
No,
her
no, I
apartment.
asked
It was in her
her to
freaking
come over.
apartment.
Yeah.
I asked her to
Mm.
come over to my apartment because I wasn't home, so she could make sure
Yeah.
everything was okay. But losing, female friendships is also really
That's
hard.
hard.
Like,
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna just get some more alcohol.
Okay, some more highball. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes me want to
Okay.
pour some with some Irish in my coffee.
that's what I have.
Oh, you have Irish in your coffee? Oh shit, I'm gonna get some Irish in my
Yeah.
coffee then. I'm not driving. Ryan, can I use some of
Not
your
driving.
whipped cream?
Huh?
Why not? Look at how pretty Faye looks. Look at her.
It's so good to see you,
She can't
love.
see you. You can talk
I
to my.
can't see
Don't
you,
take
but
my
I love
whipping
you.
cream.
I'm taking your whipping cream.
Ah,
Here, one.
something happened to Mara.
That's not Mara.
Jess,
Is it freezing?
it went on to hummingbirds.
What?
There we
It was
go.
my screensaver. Here, you can talk to my handsome husband for a minute. He's really. You should ask him for dating advice. How do I make?
Okay. How can I meet men?
How? Yeah. Okay. The advice. Oh shit! You have to move. I can't do it from that angle. You have to navigate. They can still hear you. Navigate.
I think you closed it.
No, you're there,
I'm here. Okay.
but you have to answer.
How do you meet men?
He doesn't. Oh, call them. Find the local handyman and call him over.
The local, I don't
I
want to
knew
meet
she
the
was
local
gonna say go
handyman.
somewhere where
Thank
men are.
you.
Damn it. I don't understand your system, Jess.
Just find the tab.
I'm working on it.
But what, you right there, you're on the screen.
Yeah, but I can't. Anyways, all right.
Find it?
No.
Are you serious?
Find something that you like doing and
Oh,
go to that.
That's a good idea.
Find
So it
something I
says-
like doing.
Advice for meeting people.
Yeah.
You don't have any advice for meeting people.
I met you.
Okay. Yeah, no, give that advice again. That was good advice. Rhino.
So go to places. So find whatever it is that you like doing and go there and hang out with people who like doing what you're doing. And
Yeah, I
maybe
do that, but it's always other women there.
okay, but
Damn
they
it.
have friends who are men, and if the friends who are men can put up with them for liking whatever it is you two like in common, then there's a decent chance that they can put up with you liking whatever it is.
Okay,
I think that's good advice.
that's good advice.
That's
I mean,
Also, nobody is you. And yes, there are other women there, but they're not you.
that's right. And then the other piece I got off of Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Oh, I like Dr. Drew. Yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic show. When my daughter's older, I'm gonna have her listen to the old episodes. But the advice was essentially figure out the type of guy that you are into, and if they're like too crazy, don't go for like calm, sedate, sweet, because that doesn't work for you.
No, right.
Like what works
exactly.
for you is whatever level of crazy works for you. But if it's too much crazy, then go for slightly less
Slightly
crazy.
less, right. Dial it
Because
down.
then they're still
Not-
attractive to you,
Yeah.
but they don't burn your house down or whatever it is that you're
That's
into.
really good advice, actually.
yes.
I thought so.
I think that's really
I
good.
thought it
Mhm.
because people are who they're into, and then when they break up with somebody
Right.
who's cheating on them or alcoholic or whatever the issue is,
Yep.
they complain to their friends, and their friends are like, "Oh, go out with a nice guy who doesn't do those things.
But if
Find a
you-
church." But you're not into people who are that
Mhm.
way, so
Right.
that's a waste of your time.
That's good
Those are the
advice.
two pieces I had.
That's a good point.
What a marriageable what a
There you go.
marriageable man he is. Gosh,
Right.
someone should marry him. Too late, ladies. Back off. He's mine.
Eligible bachelor. Oh, wait, he's not
He
a
was a very
bachelor.
eligible bachelor.
Oh, wait, he's
Yep.
not a bachelor.
No, he's not a bachelor. No, he's an eligible. I don't know what do you are you? Old married man.
He's not old though. You guys aren't old.
We're not. None of us are old.
Eligible future
None of us are old.
Future divorcee. Shit. I'm gonna go on a dating app. I did.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just to research like what people are doing.
Yeah.
I
think
think
you
it was
know.
clear that we went on to the one where you swipe.
Oh
and
no.
you saw the pictures of people.
Yeah.
You're like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Tinder?
No, whatever those like, oh God. Yeah, Tinder. Yeah, definitely.
just
Like,
did
I
that to
definitely,
my-
another
my
advice I
phone.
have is I don't think Tinder is a good place for, if you're looking for a long-term relationship or any real relationship, don't look on Tinder. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what people are thinking. Like, I've told this to Farrah before. I'm like, do you, like, I'll be like, do you know what the word Tinder means? Like, what is Tinder? Tinder is like easy to burn, quick burning shit that you use to light a fire. It's
Right.
not the log. It's not
Right,
the Yule
right.
log.
Yeah.
You want to go on Yulelog.com, not Tinder.com.
I
Like-
love the Yule log.
You know what I mean? Like if you want the slow, long burn, don't
Yeah,
look
yeah,
for it
yeah,
on
yeah.
something that says cheap fuel will burn up quickly. Like you want to get laid, Tinder, yeah, let's light
Yeah.
a fire. But like, and maybe you'll meet somebody. But I feel like if you're searching for a soulmate,
Right.
like honestly, like I don't even know if people even do these things anymore. But like, okay, Cupid or whatever, or like eHarmony. Like I used to laugh at that, but I'm like, I did it once, or I didn't actually follow through with doing the real dating, but like I filled out the profile and they ask you like 36, like 3 pages of questions, like deep questions, like
Yeah.
what's your relationship to your blah blah, and how do you blah, blah. And I feel like that's actually more likely to produce real love because they're actually asking you real questions about what you're looking for, who you are, like compatibility becomes the first issue. Not
I've done
like,
it, but I think the people are fake on it actually.
I mean, probably. I mean, obviously, some people are going to be like, "Oh, well, I like Cameron was saying, they're going to be like putting on their veneer, like, oh, well, I like."
Oh no,
walks
I
on the
think
beach and-
eHarmony like makes them up.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh, really?
yeah. I mean, who knows? Oh, it makes them up. You mean
Huh.
fakes the people entirely? Oh, look at your beautiful eyes.
I think so.
You have you look like a Scorpio, Miriam. You're like awesome. The smolder.
I
You have the
think
Scorpio
all those
smolder.
apps are just a way to meet people. Like honestly, I think
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what app you're on, just from my experience. It's
I mean,
just
you're
like,
absolutely
'cause
right.
people
Like
can be
once you meet, like, the
douchebags.
real work is what in person, right?
Yeah, meeting people. Yep.
Yeah.
getting to know them.
It's just a vehicle to meet
Mhm.
people. I think, you know.
Yeah.
You probably have to
But-
just do whatever you can.
But check it out, and you already know, Jess.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start doing speed dating events.
That is so. I think that is genius, Farah.
I'll go.
I think speed dating is actually a great, like, you really, because we really do, I think, identify whether or not we have chemistry with somebody. It's not just how they look, but like whether we can actually talk. Like within 10 seconds, you can tell. Like if I say beep, are you going to say bop? Like for me, that'd be important. If I made a
Right.
weird sound, are you going to make this? Like if I
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
look at them
right.
and like,
That's
beep,
a
beep, beep,
keeper.
beep,
The
if
person
they
that
say
makes
bop,
the
bop, bop, bop,
matching
bop,
sound.
then
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, I love you. You're awesome. Like you can play. And so I feel like speed dating is a great idea. You really can sense your chemistry, your interaction. I think that would be a great
That
way
is
to
a
be
great
going. It's
idea.
so cool that you're going to run it, Farah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I just think that
Good idea.
apps, dating apps are like, they're done. Like they're
Mhm.
almost
Yeah.
like they should be
Yep.
phased out almost, because it's like, I don't know, especially after the pandemic. I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
you-
they've gotten
people
so
wanna-
cheap. I mean, the very idea, I mean, I'm sure Miriam, you probably feel this way too, because you've also been out of the market for a long time. That like when I even just heard that there was an app that literally this is all you have to do to like see whether you want to go on a date with someone is swipe left, swipe right
Yeah.
based on 10 seconds of seeing their picture and like reading like
It's gross.
4 words about them. Like that's what internet dating's become. Like home shopping not even the home shopping network,
Right.
like Amazon.
Right,
Like
you get more information than
It's like
on the home
Amazon.
shopping.
yeah, and it's like, but that's not going to yeah. I'm like, this is maybe it's like gambling. The same chances of gambling of getting something good and real. And it's not impossible. Some people do win slot machines, but it
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
like you're definitely playing craps when you go on something like that. And you know, if I was single,
Yeah.
maybe I would do it for like, it sounds exciting. It sounds like an adventure, but man.
No.
I definitely feel like speed dating or like Ryan's advice, like, I mean, I always used to tell people before dating apps were like a big thing, I'd be like, well, because I'm a spiritual person, I'd be like, I would go sit in the fucking metaphysical section of Barnes and Noble and just sit there like with my book, reading my coffee and just see who else comes in the metaphysical section. And then be like, oh, you're reading blah de blah. Oh, I also read blah de blah. You know, I feel like Ryan's idea of going somewhere or
Yep.
doing something that you already do, so you already know this person already likes meditation or children or dogs or whatever it is you're into. That's a better indicator. And if they're approved of by the community that you support, then someone has their sexy picture on Tinder. That makes me feel old saying all that though, because I'm sure that, I mean, I have no experience with the Farah. You've actually like been in that world. You've actually seen that.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, well, then that's
I've
good
never
to know that like me who hasn't done it thinks it sucks, and you who has done it, you're like,
I've done it. It sucks.
I've done it and
Yeah,
also
nobody I don't think anybody enjoys it. Like, I swear, a lot of people I talk to, they're like, yeah, I was on the app and then I deleted it from my phone. And then so it's like this love, hate, or whatever relationship with it, where you want to put yourself out there, but then when you do, people
I like
are not.
hate. I have hate relationship.
Or they're
Yeah, hate.
ghosting, or they're just not even put it back on their phone.
I think it is probably addictive. I mean, it is very much like, I think, like, it's like you're pushing, it's like reminds you of the little rats in the cage pushing a lever to get like the sweet sucrose water or whatever. They're like, ooh, who's gonna be on it now? Ding, 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 ding. And like when the idea of getting a match and getting a swipe, I can see how it'd be really easy to get sucked into it. But then ultimately you'll feel so I think it would feel so shallow and empty. And so I love your idea of speed dating, because that is really like present. People are going to, like, you're looking in the actual eyes of an actual human and you both want the same thing, to connect, and you either will or won't, and you'll feel it immediately. I think that's awesome. And how fun to be the host. I can
it'll be so
with
fun.
like the microphone, Farah. Datable Rebels, speed dating, ready, go, ding, 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 ding.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. All right, I gotta go because I have to go do some stuff. But it was so great to be on here.
Yeah, it's great to be on here too. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Miriam.
inviting us to your show.
Friend me on Facebook.
Okay, I will, Miriam. I'll find you. Wait, what's your whole name again?
I'm on Facebook as Mims Ox.
Mims
Mims,
like AUX?
No, OX, because I'm an ox.
Oh, you're an ox? Like I thought you were a Scorpio. And you're
I am, but my last name is Oxenhandler.
Oh my God, awesome.
I really am.
Oxenhandler, you are a tough broad. That's awesome. Yeah,
I can handle the oxen.
My husband's a Taurus. I handle the oxen too. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miriam.
Miriam.
Great to meet you. Bye.
Good to meet you too.